Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard
line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick 1st down.
And the Seahawks 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Alert. 6-man. Check girls.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They will run with Grant. And down inside the 15 he goes. 1st down Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play call, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. On 3rd down, Grant, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Here we go.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. He'll buy some time right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Big Ben, not the most agile quarterback in NFL history, but he can use those legs when he needs to.
He really can, and I think it starts with him taking contact and shedding people trying to get him on the ground. That's when he becomes the most elusive.
Yeah, something he honed back at the University of Miami in Ohio.
Yeah, and they didn't get him down in the MAC. It's hard to get him down in the NFL.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Black five forward. It's out time. Alert. It's out time.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
77. 50. Hey, Charlie.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Now, Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Wilson. A nice little juke. This one into the hands of Metcalf. A gain of 6 there on first. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Seahawks.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
What we got?
Here's Grant. And able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
So many play callers in the red zone worry about the negative effects of a play that they're about to call. But this guy, all he's worried about is gaining yardage and putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Myers, the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago. He was 6 out of 7 from 50-plus last year, and he converts another one here. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Roethlisberger into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
1st down, Seattle.
98 to Mike. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
98 to Mike. Here we go.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He has enough for the 1st down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
To throw again on second down, Roethlisberger. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Roethlisberger will throw. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. To throw again is Roethlisberger. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
A 39-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now this throw caught left side, and they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They go play action now. Roethlisberger. He gets this one to Johnson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
White 80. Check. Easy. Let's go.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack, Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
16 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. Roethlisberger now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. This is Samuels. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
33 yards that time. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big game.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They go back to Grant. And some room to roam now. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's caught. Lockett. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Corey Grant, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now it's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 46 yards. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Roethlisberger to the right side to Eric Ebron. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Black 20. 57. Quarter. 57. Mike.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. This is Grant. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
First carry for James Conner. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Fourth down. Here's Roethlisberger. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Benson Mayowa. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. On first down, it's Grant. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run.
And he loses the football a second time, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On first and 10 is Connor. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Dancing to his left. And it'll be intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. One left. Watch the ship. Got it. Watch the ship. Still got it. 4 down. Kill. Easy. Touch.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Gotta go, in and out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Take 4. 6. No pass.
Wilson. Buying time to his left. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They run it with Carson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is. here on third.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. Check. Alert.
To throw is Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
They'll start the drive with Samuels. Tackle coming from the safety, Trey Flowers.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 38. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
That's the way to make it spin, baby. That's the way to make it spin.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Makes the score Seahawks 31, Steelers 3.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Grant. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. 1st down Seahawks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And finally down at the 9-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
98 for Mike. All right, T, let's turn. All right, T.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they will take a knee here. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.